Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I am a little bit behind on book reviews. I guess I'm reading like 2 or 3 books a week. So I gotta start upping these book review videos here. I'm trying to do a book review on every book that I read, so that'll be like 50 or 60 this year, I suppose. Anyway, except for the secret books. I always allude to the secret books. Someday you guys will figure out what kind of books I don't talk about. Maybe, I don't know. Is that just a conspiracy or what? You know, are there really books that John reads that he doesn't reveal? Anyway, if you want the whole list, obviously check out the playlist on the book reviews. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on a book called Introducing NLP Psychological Skills for Understanding and Influencing People. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, if you're interested. So I've got a few questions about NLP from people. I think I have one question on my board called, are you a master of NLP? So this is interesting. This is the first book that I actually read directly on NLP. And as I read this book, and I won't even tell you what NLP is yet, but as I read this book, I basically started to realize that I was already doing a lot of these techniques that were considered NLP, and I'd sort of self-discovered a lot of these things. It would have been nice if someone would have said, hey John, you should read a book on NLP like maybe 10 years ago, because it would have saved me a whole lot of self-discovering of a lot of these tactics and techniques. But honestly, like, I discovered these things sort of on my own, and probably some of the people that I follow had some kind of influence on it. But I found a lot of the kind of tricks that I do psychologically to help myself, and what I used to overcome my fear when I did this video on overcoming your fears when I was riding a roller coaster. And a lot of this is NLP. So somehow I was, tapping into this, which whenever I read something and it is something that I'm already doing, like, or someone else is already doing, like 2 different sources that sort of confirm information, it makes me pretty confident in that information. So that was good, like, to read that, to say, oh, that's interesting. You're already kind of doing these type of things and not realizing that you're doing what would be considered NLP. So what is NLP? I'm doing a review on the book, but I'll tell you a little bit about NLP. So NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, it's basically a bunch of different techniques from schools of psychology that are a little bit disconnected, taking sort of the best of that and figuring out what really actually practically works to change people. It's sort of this ability, you can think of NLP as a way to be able to self-program yourself and also to influence people. Sometimes NLP gets a bad rap because of its ability to influence people. I get that. I understand that. I know that a lot of, if you're familiar with the pickup community, I know that is it Ron Jeffries, that a lot of his stuff originated from using NLP. And so, and again, another person I follow that heavily uses NLP is Tony Robbins. In fact, at his seminar, you can check out the video I did on the Date with Destiny seminar. But anyway, at his seminar, he basically programs you with NLP, triggers some responses out of you. But I think this is, I'm not going to say NLP is good or bad, right? Because it's not good or bad. It's a tool. It's a method. It's an understanding, right? It's like saying that the human brain is good or bad. It could be used for good. It could be used for bad. But to ignore something that is a fundamental understanding because it could be used for bad is sort of a silly thing. And so I think there's a lot of people that oppose NLP, like, oh, don't use that. Don't use it on people. Don't use it on yourself. That part I don't understand. But this isn't supposed to be about, well, I guess the book and NLP are one in my mind at this point. There's tons of books on NLP, but this one was good. It outlined it pretty well. But anyway, I mean, the idea behind it, like I said, is it's a tool, right? And so it depends on how you use this tool, and it's a highly effective tool because what it does is, oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. So NLP is a model, right, for looking at the how people operate, about social dynamics, how people operate, social conditioning, how your brain works, right? How psychology works. It's not the fundamental truth, right? I did this, I think, gosh, I can't remember now. If there is a video, Rodrigo, that you remember that I did on models. I know I did one on like that not all models are accurate, and I don't remember exactly what that one was. But anyway, if you could put that up if you remember what it is. But anyway, it's just a model, right? And it happens to be a very useful model. So that's why I think that NLP makes a lot of sense to understand, and you can obviously utilize it. When I was going through and reading this book, I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing already. This is how I'm able to get stuff done. I'm using these sort of mind hacks. I'm programming my mind, programming myself using NLP, envisioning things, right, in order to be able to accomplish what I've been accomplishing. So I know that it works because I've been doing it. But now having a deeper understanding of it, I think it is going to be really helpful in order to use it more. So I'll probably read a few more books on NLP. Actually reading this book, I thought about maybe taking a seminar, going to a specific training on NLP, because it is extremely useful. Like I said, people like Tony Robbins have been utilizing this. I feel like in order to be able to coach people better, I could probably use some more skills in NLP, and I think it's useful. So as far as the book itself, again, I'm kind of equating this to NLP itself. There's a lot of books on NLP, but I thought this was a good one. I haven't read other books on NLP. This is my first one, but it sort of introduces it in a really easy to understand manner. I think, it goes through the different pieces of NLP, explains it, has some pretty decent diagrams. I don't know. I'll have to read some other books to see if there's a better explanation. It doesn't go in deep into NLP. It's got some exercises in here so you can try it out. I'm going through the table of contents here, but yeah. So I don't know. I recommend it. I think you should know about it. And if you take the time and go through the exercises and practice that, I think that you'll be able to see a positive result. You'll be able to actually reprogram some of your own mental conditioning and thinking. And I know this has worked for a lot of people. So anyway, I think that the book is pretty good. Check it out. It's called Introducing NLP, Psychological Skills for... Psychological Skills for Understanding and Influencing People. So that's it. All right. If you like this video, subscribe. If you want to watch more of the book reviews, definitely check it out. If you have recommendations for books for me to read, you can leave those in the comments. And if you want to join the community, check out the Patreon page here, and you can NLP people in the Facebook group. All right. Take care.